All right, welcome back to the Shock Drop Podcast. I'm your host, Chris, and I'm here with my co host, Kyle and Azeem. In this week's episode, we have a great lineup of topics to discuss, including the latest shock drop with Nike, as well as some of the hottest releases this week. We'll also be talking about Nike's upcoming fashion collaboration, and we'll also be covering some of the recent news involving the YCMC shutdown and some impacts that are going to kind of be rippling across the sneaker industry because of that. And as always, we appreciate your support and feedback. Don't forget to subscribe if you're listening on YouTube, and don't forget to follow on Spotify and Apple Podcasts to stay up to date with all of our episodes. Now, let's get started. So, I guess to start off here, we had the first shock drop, which was earlier today, and I think this is kind of everybody kind of pump faked it yesterday, and then today it actually happened. But the vintage Team Reds, what do you guys think?
Solid. Wait, as the shoe or the drop?
The shoe. I mean, I guess both.
I like it. I don't mind it. I'm glad it's not a super bright red. Um, Kind of playing in with the vintage. Is it Mitzel? It's a
Yeah,
It kind
cream.
of reminds
definitely.
me of the trophy rooms.
Yeah, it does kind of.
Just
I
add
think
some
it's
glitter.
like a frosted red,
Yeah.
It's
right?
not a bad shoe, but it's the
Hmm.
worst of like the vintage dunks that they've
Yeah.
done.
Really? You think so?
I think the what was the navy and the green were better.
Yeah.
Really?
I,
Okay.
I
I
agree.
didn't really like the green. I would have taken this one over the green, but I think the navy is the best one for sure.
Yeah. You know, honestly, I don't even remember those ever releasing either.
I mean,
Maybe I
really,
just
the
forgot
green
about
one
it.
I don't, but the
Yeah.
navy I think was like a Shopify majority. I don't remember it
Yeah,
even
they were
releasing on
Yeah.
both like
sneakers.
very like
Okay. That's what
big
I thought.
releases.
Okay, so I don't remember any of them dropping on Nike. So this would probably be, if that's the case, then this might be the most stock out of the three.
Yeah, probably the most widely available, only because this is the first
Yeah.
one that I think is widely available on sneakers and twice.
Yeah, twice.
Um,
Yeah.
right, we have another drop of this one on the 21st.
Mm-hmm.
I will say I was a little disappointed that I feel like some of the other ones, they kind of teased it and then they give you like a notification.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand how a normal person was supposed to get this as a shock drop. Like I
Literally
didn't even
wouldn't.
I mean I didn't even get this as a notification or anything.
You
I
know,
I'm
couldn't
like
like,
on
even.
the what's dropping this week for sneakers, like the story they have,
Yeah.
you have to seen that and check every single day at the time.
Right. Right. But
did it
like
say 2 p.m.? Is that what it said?
It said the time. It said
yeah,
11
it's
a.m.
yeah.
PST.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't see that part. Yeah, wow. So they just expected people to come check every day.
Yeah, but like you didn't get a notification. Like there was no you didn't know if it was on sneakers, you didn't know if it was on the Nike app. If you didn't have the link, right?
Yeah, if you didn't have a monitor or something, right, you would
Yeah.
have just been scrambling there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I never got a notification afterwards. Even sometimes, when you load it yourself, you'll get a notification later of,
Right.
oh, shock drop happening, right? But yeah,
Right.
there was nothing.
Nothing. It was a I mean, yeah, I guess like what Azim was saying, like if you saw that story, you would have known about it. But if you didn't see it, like you're kind of screwed.
Yeah, and a lot of people were saying it was going to be yesterday and nothing happened. So I wonder if people kind of got pump faked and then backed off the second day.
Right.
But
So
yeah, but
random.
uh, Azim, did you get a pair? I know Kyle got a couple pairs.
No, I kind of just skipped out because I was like,
Skipped out.
they're all
Yeah.
right. I don't know how they're gonna do for resale, and I did one for personal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you passed on UNLVs and stuff. Are these somebody said this earlier in the House of Cards chat, but they said red and white dunks don't really hit.
I
It's
Hmm.
kind of
guess.
true, right?
Yeah.
Like I like
When
the
it's a
off-white
bread
UNLV
dunk, it
dunks.
does. But you like what?
The off-white UNLV dunks.
But that's
Off
more
white.
of a
Oh,
gray, right?
Yeah.
yeah, the UNLV
Okay.
is a gray and red. It's not white.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I Now that you mention it, yeah, I don't really see many people wearing red and white dunks.
Because the only
They
ones I
had
think
a.
we have is St. John's and the team red, and that's
You
about
the
it.
Oh,
Is it the St. John's are nice though? Those are actually not bad.
The St. John's are nice, but they've only released that once or twice, and then that
once,
was
yeah.
about it.
There's
And
the
then the
I'm
rest,
surprised they haven't restocked it.
USC's.
oh, the what? Oh,
USC's?
USC's.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
It's the
Is that
St.
the
John's,
team red?
yeah, but with
Yeah, okay.
yellow lettering. or
Oh,
yellow,
yes.
gold, yellow
Accents.
lettering. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Oh
outside of
yeah.
those, you don't really see many people rocking
if
them.
somebody's gonna wear red and white, I always see just a Chicago,
Right.
like,
Yeah, might as well get
or
a Chicago
even the
colorway.
Chicago Dunks, those Bulls, the NBA ones,
Oh, the
uh,
EMBs.
right?
Oh, those
I
are
see that
gross.
more than I see these or the Team Reds.
Mhm.
Yeah, I wasn't really a fan of those EMBs. They were okay, but,
Like, I
I
would
don't know,
rather
what
get the Chicago SB Dunk.
Yeah,
yes, I
100%.
I wish I got that. Those are so nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Um,
honestly, if I had known that it was gonna be a full release, like, on the 21st, I probably would have skipped as well,
yeah,
honestly. Yeah. I
I
just thought
think
it was
they're
just, like, this was the only thing that they were gonna release it, but
yeah, I was kinda hoping that they would be pretty limited. I think that makes them a lot nicer in terms of the vintage series.
right.
Otherwise, it just feels like a re-release of the last colorway, right? Because we just had the last red and white colorway.
Yeah,
Kept wanting to say
so
black
Yeah,
and
that
white.
wasn't too long ago.
nope. So, yeah, kinda,
Do you think they're running out of ideas? They're just having a vintage every pair now?
uh I don't know if they're running
No.
out of ideas, more so that they just wanna finish the pack, I guess.
Yeah. It's kind of feeling like NMDs for me now, where they're doing every single colorway and, like, different variations with the same
Right.
colorways.
Yep.
And they have tried to make different dunk versions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
2.0s.
We have the
Yep.
premium, we have the whatever the new one was with, like, they kinda look like ambushes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I know
So
what
the
you're
switch
talking
came out a little bit.
about. Mhm. There was also the one that looked like it had, like, a chunky midsole too.
Yeah, I was trying to think of what that one was. It was like
They did,
150
like,
bucks, right?
Yeah.
a few variations, and it's kinda like, okay,
I
they
feel
don't wanna restock the same colorways over and over again, so they're doing this
yeah,
instead.
I wonder if they're, like, just changing, like, little, uh, bits and pieces, like, on the midsole, like, on the swoosh, just to see, like they're, like, testing the waters a little bit to see, like,
Yeah.
does the public like this? If the public likes this, maybe we should, do a whole 'nother series on with this little tweak, you know?
I
Yeah.
mean, they kind of been doing that with the pandas. They've been
Yeah.
trying, but I don't think any of them have really stuck like the
Mm-mm.
original pandas. Even the next
Well,
nature
like
pandas don't sell like regular pandas or aren't as demanded.
Yeah. Even though they look
yeah.
exactly the same to
The
the
exact
naked
same. It's
eye.
just the
Yeah.
insole that's different, right? Which you're not
Is
going to
that really?
see. Yeah, that's it. The insole's like
Yeah.
green, and then the regular pandas, the insole's black. That's the
I
only
think the
difference.
box is different too, but,
Oh
like,
yeah, recycled materials, but yeah, I don't really think there's much other
I think
difference.
but, like, with pandas, it's like, okay, if you're gonna buy this color, we might as well get the regular one instead of, like, some not to say
That o-
knockoff, but, like,
Yeah.
that OG hard
okay.
plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of, I guess pandas. So this is one of the things that makes me a little worried that maybe Nike's running out of ideas and if it's going to bite them, in the butt later. But the Terror Squad, I don't want to call it the panda, but the black and white colorway, the official images came out. We've kind of known that they were going to come out again.
Mhm.
We didn't really know what colors. I think it's going to be this black and white colorway, and then I think there's like a brown and green, kind of like a uh, I don't know, I want to say like a mocha mint kind of thing.
Oh.
Um, I don't know. I feel like none of us are really so big on Terror Squad. That's Fat Joe's kind of crew. Azim, are you onto any of that?
No. Not at all.
I think that was a little before our time.
Yeah. I have
Um,
no idea who that is.
yeah,
Well, I know who Fat Joe is, I just don't know who
yeah.
Terror Squad
Terror
is.
Squad is yeah.
Yeah,
That was a little bit before our time, I think, for this. But
okay.
yeah. So if it's I guess if it's a nice Air Force, would you guys pick that up in terms of quality? I don't know if you guys are big Air Force guys. Is
I'm
for
personally not,
personal? No.
so,
I mean,
yeah,
I have a
I've
pair of Air
never
Forces for personal, but, like, I'm not picking up this one because it's not, like,
Yeah.
crazy to me.
yeah,
I'm a
is
little worried that these are gonna flop.
I think they will.
I think the other
Think so? Like
colorway
the
might
DJ
do better
Khaled's? Oh, the other
Oh,
colorway?
maybe.
Yeah.
just
It
because this
might.
is so boring. It's like
Yeah.
and Terror Squad isn't, like, big enough for anyone to, like, care about it just based on, like, the branding. There are not that many
Right.
people.
Is Terror Squad still active?
No. I think Fat Joe is kind of retired from making music at this point. Here's the green and brown pair.
Oh,
This is
I
a
wouldn't
pair
even be
from
able to tell that's brown, honestly.
yeah,
Looks a little
it's like a
gray.
dark
Gray,
gray
gray.
brown. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a sample from I think Big Boy Cheng's house. This is from Master Chef Ian's Twitter.
Dude, Big Boy
But
Chang's collection is
yeah,
sick.
I mean he's got everything right. But oh
Yeah.
yeah, it says matcha on the back. That's what it's called.
Uh,
That's what I was trying to think of earlier. Not
got it.
mint. But yeah, so interesting colorways. You think this one will
Yeah.
do better than the black and white?
No.
No?
I mean, I think they're
Zim?
both kind of flocked, to
Yeah.
be honest.
Well, I mean, if you're looking at the gray and green one, it's just because the gray is so prominent on
Oh,
the
on the
shoe.
shoe?
It's a little hard, I think, just thinking it in my head. It's a little hard to like think of a fit that would kind of go with it.
You'd have to have like a lot of khaki and maybe like a green
Yeah.
hat.
Yeah, something like that. But that green is real bright too. So
Yeah, definitely a
I
light thing.
yeah, I don't yeah, if Terror Squad isn't as active as it once was before, it kind of feels like it's not gonna hit with this like kind of generation of like collectors or like resellers or the general public.
Plus, I think a lot of the OG heads that might actually have their Terror Squad pairs, the old pairs are probably better quality than these new pairs.
Yeah, probably look
Um,
better too in terms of colors.
yeah, so they might not even want to pick these up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I get a little worried about Nike trying to do some of these artist collabs that are a little small, and another one that they've got is those. I think we also got official images today. Yeah, is the Run the Jewels,
Mm-hmm.
the lows and the highs, and I kind of like the lows. I don't know
Yeah.
if I would still pick them up for myself, but I definitely like these more than the highs. But what do you
Yeah.
guys think of either of them?
The high
They're
was
nice
the
pairs.
yeah.
Oh,
No, go ahead.
yeah. I like the lows. Well, I like the highs how you look at it, but I feel like the lows are more wearable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. The highs are just bright.
It's
That's
so much pink.
it's so much. And
Yeah.
is that like a hair horsehair
Yeah, it's
material?
like a
Yes.
Pony hair?
hair.
I don't. Yeah, I think it's pony hair. So
Hmm.
the Mafia dunks have like a black hair, kind of like
Yeah.
that. So I think that's what that is.
Okay.
It's
It's
pretty cool though.
it's cool. Like I agree with you, Azeem. It's cool to look at, but it's too
And this one
loud
also
for
comes
me
with
to
a.
rock.
I don't know if they've got the pictures here with just fresh kicks, but this one also comes with a whole bunch of extra laces. So it comes with like a green, a yellow,
Really.
a white. Yeah. So the pink one I think is meant to be like super loud.
Yeah.
I like the lace lock on it also.
Yeah. Oh, and it comes with a black version too. So you
Of the
get
lace
gold
lock?
and black. Yes.
Oh.
So
Okay.
really the high is the best bang for your buck. I mean, you
Right.
really get four laces, two lace locks. That's really the best one.
More than the Tiffany's.
Yeah,
And
really.
it's included.
Tiffany,
Yeah.
man, that's like $10,000 in accessories right there.
Hey, don't give them
Um,
ideas.
yeah. Yeah, it looks like it's like a soft suede inside and like a leather outside.
Yeah. I don't know. It's still the overall pink is just too loud for my personal
Yeah, it's a good
choice.
shoe, but unless you've got pink in the rotation or wardrobe, it's
Yeah,
gonna be a tough one to wear.
I agree. But the subtle pink pop of on the lows, it's just enough for me. And it kind of like the blues are really nice too.
Yeah, I like the blues a lot. I'm interested to see how the materials are. The leather looks pretty good on them.
This one, there's no pony hair on this one, right?
No hair
Okay.
on this one, just suede on the toe box, and I think the inside is like maybe it's like a fleece liner.
Ooh.
It looks like it's something really soft, but I
Yeah.
don't know what it is.
What if it's like velvet, kind of like the
I honestly I don't like the velvet. I have the strange loves with the velvet inside. I
No?
don't really like that. No,
Okay.
I'm not a fan. It's a little uncomfortable. It kind of like grips my feet, and I don't like that. Like it grips it in the sock, and like it makes my feet feel weird.
Too snug.
Yeah, too snug. Um, And then we have some shock drops earlier today, but another shock drop we've got tomorrow, the lucky green ones. Kyle, I think you said you were kind of going for these, or
Yeah,
you were going for Foot Locker at least.
I'm gonna try Foot Locker.
Yeah.
I've ignored them for too long. But yeah,
Yeah.
this one, the Lucky Greens, I think it's solid. It's a solid color. Um, I think it's one that will go up. Not financial advice. Do not listen to anything I say here. But I don't know. It's something that I feel like if you need like a St. Patrick's Day kind of shoe, you could bust these
Yeah.
out and you can kind of wear it every weekend if needed.
I think they were before the lucky green came out. I think they were called the Celtics originally.
Oh,
So like,
yes.
people were kind of getting, Celtics, the St. Patrick's Day kind of vibe,
Mhm.
and trying to call it off that kind of green. Um, Azim, you tend to get a lot of Jordan ones, don't you? Would you take these for the toe?
Oh, you know, they're all right. I feel like I don't wear enough green to like wear this on a daily basis, but they're a
Mhm.
good pair.
Versus UNC toes that are coming out later this year.
Oh,
You taking
UNC
UNC
toes are
toe?
better.
Yeah, okay. You didn't even hesitate. Yeah,
For the
like
toe, UNC toes, but like
yeah,
I feel like this isn't a bad pair. Like compared to some of the Jordan ones we've gotten recently, it's like
yeah,
Agreed. Agreed. This is like a breath of fresh air in terms of
yeah.
colorways that we've gotten in like the last probably 6 months almost.
yeah.
Probably longer if I had to
Outside,
I
say,
saw a
honestly.
tweet. It was like if
outside of
these
the
came out in
85s.
29 oh,
Oh, I guess yeah, excluding the lost and founds.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That too.
yeah. I saw a tweet that
And
like if these came out in 2019, it'd be like $300 for a pair easily.
Oh,
oh, for
easily.
sure. I
100%.
still I think there was a pair in 2019, 2020 of these
Yeah,
that
they
did
had
kind of come out. It was like the
with the core
Xbox or
purple, there
something.
was another green pair.
Oh, that
I
was
forgot
another one.
what.
That was the pine green.
Yeah, it was the
Yeah,
pine green.
pine
Yeah.
green. That's what I was thinking.
Those are bangers right now. But there was like a really limited raffle for like a colorway that was just like this.
Hmm.
I think English Soul actually posted pictures of another sample pair, and his pair has a white tongue. This is a black.
Oh.
But there was another version of this, and it was an Xbox Jordan 1 in this green kind of color. And I think that's where a lot of this kind of nostalgia almost comes back, is seeing pine greens in the Xbox One,
Hmm.
the Xbox shoe, and then this kind of comes back for it. I haven't seen any videos about anybody that's got them in hand yet, but the leather on these look a little interesting.
They look like
Um,
a better leather quality than usual.
yeah, I mean you can see the
Ooh.
tumbling in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a little curious on how good it is. Maybe
I
it's
think
a bit of a
maybe if you put
sleeper.
white laces on these, they might look better.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh yeah,
I don't like the green laces on them.
green laces might be a little bit much.
Yeah.
Yeah, the white laces I think will definitely make it kind of stand out a little bit more.
Yeah.
Be a nice
It's like,
breakup on it.
yeah. I'm kind of glad that it's like they didn't do a reimagine,
Oh,
like
look at
throw
that.
some like aged midsole or anything.
That tongue area looks so soft. I hope it is.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. And so far, it looks like, I mean, after the white cement threes have kind of tanked, I think a lot of hope for the other threes coming out this year is kind of going down. So hopefully these ones and the UNC toes and eventually, hopefully the Union one will be able to kind of save Jordan Brand this year. They definitely need it.
Yeah.
Um, Also, speaking of, I guess, new things this year, Pharrell turns 50.
I'm
Uh,
just surprised he turned 50.
yeah,
Yeah, I
that
did
he was
not
50 years
think he was
old.
that old.
I thought he was
Didn't
like
realize
40 at most. But
a little bit
man,
older than that. 73, I think.
he looks good though for 50.
And he's
Yeah.
got that exclusive Louis Vuitton CPFM shirt. If you were lucky enough to get the invite, uh, unfortunately, none of us were. um, but Pharrell's kind of been a pretty big designer up until the last few years. But I guess in our journeys that we've had through sneakers, you guys have any favorites of Pharrell that have popped through, either that are in your collection or that you had at one point?
The song Happy.
It's only Pharrell you have.
Yeah, it's the only one. I mean, out of the ones that I probably could have owned, probably either the Oreo human race or the Burgundy one, but I think that one's the FNF version, right? The
Yeah, it
Burgundy?
is.
Yeah.
That's a
Awesome.
nice one. There's
Yeah.
two versions of that one too. There's an English version and the Chinese version.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're different characters. The English version is even more rare.
Oh,
I think I've only seen like two versions of it, but yeah, it says human race on it. I think so. Yeah. Um, yeah,
I've
crazy
never
work there.
owned a human race or any Pharrell
Really?
shoes actually. Yeah.
did you ever want to?
Yeah, I used to want them like back when like the original like pack came out and I was like, these are sick. And then like he started doing the trails and I was like, nah, I can't wear these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The trails made them so horrible to try to wear like daily.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you wore them like not on a trail, would you feel the treads?
Uh, y- I would kind of compare it almost to like a platform.
Oh, okay.
So like you just kind of feel like you're just slightly lifted.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I think like depending on maybe what surface you're walking on, maybe if it's like a hard cement or something, you
Hmm.
might be able to like kind of feel something underneath your feet.
Okay, but it doesn't
Um,
really affect your walking.
no, I don't think so.
Okay.
It definitely was like a universal kind of, I think, letdown for most people. I think most people were pretty upset that they added it and then kept going with it.
You didn't listen to the
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, they really
You
should
know,
have, and they came back way too late with it.
one of the most awkward collabs was the Chanel Pharrell NMDs, but then they had the trails on them. I was like, I
Yeah,
wonder who's
I
wearing that.
I think
Oof.
that was meant to be like the designer esque though, because there are some designer shoes that are big, chunky tread like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think those ones did fit into that. I tried to buy a pair of those. Those were outrageously expensive.
Have they
Thank
come
goodness I
down?
didn't. I would have lost so much money now.
Yeah.
I think that actually I think the Pharrell Chanel ones are still doing pretty good. Um,
Probably because of how limited they are, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
I think there was only like 1,000. Is that right? Maybe it was 5,000.
Oh, that's a lot more than I thought it would be.
It was
Relatively limited
yeah, it was
compared to
extremely
regular.
limited.
Uh,
Oh yeah, it was $1,000 retail was the other thing.
Holy cow.
Yeah,
yeah.
they were. I mean, it's a Chanel shoe, right?
It's almost,
Uh,
well, it's close. Wait, no. Dior's are 2000, right?
2,500, yes.
Dior's are yeah 2,000 retail.
I
Yeah,
know.
so right now, Kyle, the best we can get would be an 8.5 at 20 grand.
No thanks.
But
Oh my goodness, a
how many
size six
sales
and a
have there
half,
been
61K. That's crazy. How many sales?
Oh, last sold
before that?
was
sales.
Oh,
I
last
mean, a
sold was
decent amount.
4000.
nothing? Oh, only one sale in the last like 4 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hasn't been one since September. I mean, there was only like 5 sales in 2022. One, two, three, four, five. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
So pretty slim. It looks like a lot of people bought them in 2018, 2019, and then obviously all the attention dipped right after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, look, people were buying them for $12,000 for a 9.5,
Oh god. That's just crazy money.
$10,000 for a 10.
In 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Those
yeah,
stimulus checks are going for the Chanels.
yeah. People were going, had that good money coming in.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know. Chris, do you remember people used to call Billionaire Boys Club Pharrell Supply because they would have so much stock of the
Oh
NMDs?
yeah, yeah. BBC used to be. Yeah, I remember when BBC actually used to have like good stuff. Now I feel like they barely drop anything, and if they do, I mean, like everything, it's gone. I mean, it's gone so fast. It's like instantaneous. Um, yeah. Did you ever get anything from there?
No, I don't think so.
I think I got like one T-shirt or something, maybe.
I
Yeah,
thought
it
it
was
was
like a.
kind of
I like
cool.
the astronaut guy.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, but it's like I feel like it just doesn't hit the same now as it
Yeah,
did
it
like
definitely
3 or
does.
4 years ago.
It was kind of in that era, I guess, where like antisocial and those brands where it was very like printed on shirts were like all the
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, that's definitely when they kind of had their peak. But I guess moving into better fashion from there, Nike's got a collaboration with somebody who's kind of interesting. Azim, you were actually the one that pointed this out. Do
Yeah.
you know anything about them?
Do you know Bode as a brand?
I've heard of it, I think, but I don't actually know much about it. Like I
Yeah.
got the quilted thing.
Yeah, so they're a high-end brand, like luxury brand who kind of do like I don't know how to describe it. I know like they've done like some stuff with like Indian uh kind of influence, but also like Native American influence, kind of like that kind of look. Like the picture was the complex put was a quilted jacket with the Nike logo on it.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be interesting what they put out. I think it'll kind of give off like CPFM vibes.
Not
Yeah,
gonna
it
lie.
definitely makes me think of what's his name? Salehi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If do you think that swoosh is really going to be that big?
No, no, this
No,
is
I think
they
that's
just
This is a
Photoshop
mock.
this.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
just a
okay,
title image. I mean,
okay.
honestly, it could be.
That's what I'm saying. It could be.
That seems more
I
like
think
a
they
CPFM style, but
Yeah. Honestly, though, but like if they came up with something like this and they had like that swoosh on that like breast pocket, I would totally cop something like that. It looks so
okay.
sweet.
Well, look at their website and just look at their retails.
No,
Like
I'm
you're
not
gonna
going to. I'm not going to because I'm gonna live in this little world where I can afford it.
what's retail on like a jacket?
Is it
a
like a
jacket like
thousands?
1400 was the first one on their
Okay.
website.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
You're
Yeah, this is
ruining this
definitely
fantasy for
high end
me.
fashion.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they come up with. Like, but I feel
Well, it'd
like
be
it's gonna be.
cool. No, go
I
ahead.
feel like it's gonna be a little bit more mediocre than like CPFM or anything,
Uh,
just because of their vibe. But we'll see.
I feel like CPFM or one of them could go like really far and do like some kind of jacket that has like patchwork ability, but you could like attach your own patches,
That would
and you
be
can have
cool.
That'd be
like different
crazy.
Nike ones, and then it would just be like basically a jacket or something with Velcro everywhere, and you just stick on your own
I feel like
whatever
that'd be super
patch.
heavy though. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
paying to
mean
like
they charge
change.
like $600 for these jackets half the time, anyways. This one would be like $1,400 plus.
Yeah.
If I'm paying
I
$1,400 plus, the least you can do is give me 3 Velcro patches. The least that they could do.
the least. And then charge you 2 grand for it.
It'd be like a Tiffany thing. They'll put it in a separate box for $500 each.
Yeah. I don't know. I just like the quilted like look of it. It's pretty nice.
I like Bode
Do
as
you,
a brand, but like, I don't know.
Yep.
I don't
Those
think the
prices are absurd.
yeah.
yeah.
Do you guys have any kind of clothing like this, like a patchwork kind of design?
No. I think this
No.
is I never thought
Oh, I have the
I never
pants.
seen anything that like resembled it that I liked, but like this is probably like the first patchwork kind of jacket that it's like, oh, I could see
I have
myself
these.
liking that.
I have these jeans that do like a bandana patchwork pattern on them with like multicolored look.
Hmm.
Nice. What if Supreme did something like this? How do you
Like a
think?
patch. They've
Yeah,
done
like a
They
patchwork
patchwork.
have,
before.
I'm
Oh,
sure. Yeah.
but like
They've done a couple of them, but
distasteful or like
no, they come out so ugly.
okay, that's the
That's
big
that's why
difference.
that's why you don't know about them.
Yeah.
Is that they were so ugly that nobody talks about them. Yeah, I don't think Supreme's actually done a good one, in my opinion. I think that they've all been rather lacking.
Supreme and Bodhi.
That'd be
That
kind
would
of
be
cool.
super expensive.
When is this coming out? Is that this
I
year?
think
Holidays, I saw.
Oh yeah, holiday
no. I think
2023.
Yeah,
yeah.
just in
It's
time
gonna
for
be still be a
Maybe.
while.
Christmas. Oh,
Oh, it
what if
says
it's like a
or early. Yeah, or early 2024.
what if it's like an ugly Christmas sweater, patchwork Nike sweater?
God, please
That
no.
I mean, that could release pretty well, especially if it's a jacket.
Yeah,
I mean, it's better to release it then than release it like early
summer.
fall or something. Yeah, or summer for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But going off of those big retailers, one thing that really caught me off guard today was a StockX tweet about the Nothing Ear 2 wireless earbuds being available now. And when I
Mhm.
clicked it, it's not like a sale thing, it's like a retail sale. What do you guys think about that? StockX becoming, I guess, like a Best Buy and like starting to sell their own products or products direct from the brands.
Very interesting. It really caught me off guard too. I
Yeah.
didn't really
I don't
see
know.
them as like a place where a company wanted to do their product release on.
Well, we've already seen like StockX sell a bunch of like electronics. Like people would sell iPads and stuff on there
Right.
too. And
Right.
PS5 is just a big one, right?
Yeah, but not as like a retail though.
Yeah. So my first thought was like, oh, maybe it's like Nothing doesn't want sellers to undercut the prices. So they're
Yeah.
like being like, okay, here, sell this inventory at this price to StockX.
Well, whatever price StockX has, it's still, $40 of fees plus on top of that.
Yeah, which is the crazy part. You still have to pay
Yeah,
their fees.
which would be even crazier. I don't know if you have to pay that on this, but I mean, if you
Yes, you do.
do,
You do.
do
I
you
just
really?
checked. Yep.
I mean, that's outrageous. I mean, and I saw that in the comments, and people were like, "Why would I ever buy it from StockX when I could just go to Target and
Yeah.
do something else?" Oh, look, now it's not available.
Maybe they're fixing it now.
Maybe, but yeah, that's very interesting to me. I never really, I guess, expected StockX to get that route. I don't really think that they'll go any further than like I don't think they're gonna do Apple products for retail.
Right.
Um, but I think that in terms of like these mischief, like almost style kind of products, because like that product gets a lot of its hype off of being like a see-through AirPod,
Right.
right? So it's like, I mean, if they're going after those kind of products, then I mean, I feel like they just generate a lot of that same attention to try to get people for it. So it's a mutual kind of thing for them. That would be my way to explain it, I guess.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, outside of this, I've only heard of Nothing through like MKBHD.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
YouTube
they're
was
kind of
literally
channel.
who I was about to say was from
Outside of that,
MKBHD.
I've never heard of them or ever heard
oh,
them talked about.
I don't know if you saw, but they did kind of tongue in cheek like promotional video for this Nothing Ear 2, where they kind of
Mhm.
like acted like a bunch of YouTube reviewers and like did that for the
Oh,
promotional video.
yes, I saw that.
Yeah. So
Huh.
I think even though they're a tech brand, they're kind of like we're trying to play the marketing a little bit more and be more creative with it.
Yeah. So maybe they are going like they saw like how Mischief did the Big Red Boots and how that kind
Yeah.
of organically went viral. So maybe
Yeah.
they're trying something similar. Yeah.
Would would you ever buy a product off of StockX for retail?
Not with those
Like
fees.
this? No.
Yeah.
I
Would
mean
there be
like
anything like I guess like if Nike did a shoe release and just had it open on there, would you buy it off of StockX?
I mean like if I couldn't get it on another site, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
If
So
Cause
it's
this
like
was like
basically a no.
yeah, if this was like the last resort
Yeah.
for
Because
retail.
I'm so confused on that. Like my assumption is maybe they're trying to do it for like the people that could never get access to that,
well
but
the
I don't know
headphones,
if
the
that's
thing is like
international or what.
they're
Oh
at
well, not
Kith,
that
they're
one.
at HBX, place like that. Like so
Mhm.
people can get these other places.
Yeah, it's absurd to me that they're able to do that and get away with it. I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll take it off and it won't exist anymore. But speaking of being taken off and not existing anymore, I tried to find the YCMC Twitter and it's gone. They
Wow.
deleted themselves very fast.
Oh,
Like
that
they
was
shut down like 24, 48 hours ago.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It felt very out of the blue.
yeah. So I guess for a background summary for everybody else, YCMC is a sneaker retailer that's been a boutique for quite a long time. And I think like Azim, when we were first starting out, they were doing their easy releases and everything back in 2017, 2018 when everything was getting started. And then I think
Yeah.
as of recently, they've really just kind of dropped off.
I mean, so they had New Balance collabs and stuff like which some
Mhm.
people actually liked,
Yeah,
and they were basically the online only branch of like Shoe City, right?
Yeah.
So most of their releases were first come first serve, which people liked. But yeah, I guess the problem was they announced it that they were going out of business 24 to 48 hours ago, and then
Mhm.
like news came out that they were actually going bankrupt.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
And
and yeah, and
yeah,
that's when they were. That's when everything started getting deleted.
Dang.
But they were also recently acquired, I think, by another
yeah,
company, right?
yeah. I forgot
Um,
what it was
some
called.
some sport company.
The Athlete's Foot.
Um,
Oh,
Athlete's Foot. Oh, that's what it was. Yeah.
So they own like a bunch of retailers across like Europe mostly.
yeah.
Yeah, and one of the other comments that somebody else said on Twitter that I thought was a good idea was maybe after being purchased, they saw the forecast and saw that no Yeezy shoes plus Jordan orders that may not be selling, they may not be making money at all, and they just decided to cut their losses and shut it all down.
Mhm.
Um, wouldn't completely surprise me. Pretty sad though. Um, but yeah, I guess this is the start of one of them. Do you guys think that other stores like this or other sneaker stores, do you think we'll start seeing just mass collapses, or do you think it'll kind of play out longer through this year based on
I
how things are going so far in terms of drops?
I think in terms of like these smaller boutiques, I think yeah, we probably will see some of these guys like close up shop as well. And just the big boutiques are the only ones who will likely be able to weather the storm at the moment.
I mean, I think we're seeing a lot of consolidation. Like Jimmy Jazz got bought out by Snipes. What was the
Yeah.
other one?
Yeah.
Well, gosh.
Yeah, well, gosh, closed down too. Like,
Well, gosh, became like they became something else too, didn't they? They focus on size, I think.
did they get bought out by Size?
I think so. Something I don't
Because
know if it's a bought out or they're under the same umbrella as size.
I'm not sure if they got bought out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember that when they shut down, they were a
oh,
very small
they
kind of
are
UK
owned by
shop.
JD.
Oh, they
Sorry.
are
Oh,
okay.
that's really, yeah, okay.
Yeah, but I mean, like, we still have smaller retailers like a Packer, which is like I think it's only one or two stores, and like they've been around for a long time. Like, if
Hmm.
you like look into their history, it's because it's like a few generations. So I think
Yeah,
we'll
and,
see a
and
few of
there's
them stay around. What's
there's
up?
Packer shoes collabs and stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
they're good with Nike.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I think yeah, like some of like there'll be a few who like will stick around, but I think the majority of like the small ones will either get bought out by other ones or just
Yeah,
pack up shop.
I think it's like some stores who played it smarter and like who weren't
Mhm.
relying on the easy like
Yeah.
payroll too much.
Yep.
They'll be able to stick around. Whereas
Yeah.
some of these ones like they became so dependent on it that like now they're just kind of
They're
screwed.
yeah, they're feeling the brunt of it.
Yeah, exactly. Like they expanded too much like during those years, and now they're kind of like not able
Yeah.
to keep everything going.
Yeah.
Yeah, the worst would be anybody who was either buying or scaling up through Zaid kicks and then started, taking on loans to
Yeah, for
expand
resale
to that.
stores.
Yeah, because then you're really going to be in trouble for something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely been a very interesting thing to see some of these sneaker stores really go down and some of them, I
The
guess,
funny
go
thing
up.
was like there were reports of like, oh, some stores are like just backdooring inventory. Like even if they were bricks, like they would just sell it on StockX to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how Canine Instant, the private selection guys, he was making fun of Mr. Unloved on Twitter, and he was making a joke to him, and he said he gets seeded for releases,
Mhm.
and all the clueless people on Twitter are like, "What? He's a store. Private selection gets seeded." and basically some store has basically sold them their entire or like half their stock of like Skylines all under retail, right? Because they're
Yeah.
wholesaling it,
Yeah.
and then they're able to get it, and I think they price it up like well over market price. But I mean that's their store. Um, but they're able to do that, right? They get it on such a discount that even you can put it up a little bit above market price, and you're making pretty healthy margins on it or whatever.
Yeah. Didn't you
Um,
say
Yeah.
wasn't there something about the employee stores as well? Something similar to that?
oh,
Where
yeah, what was it recently? The the Chateau Rogue 2s, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
They were
but
like
before that you
40%
mentioned
off.
I think there was yeah, that 40% off, but then like aren't friends and family able to use it as well?
Oh, like
For
anytime?
yeah, something
Oh,
crazy.
I think there's certain things and places you can use it on.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, a lot of it is, Portland focused, so you kind of
Mm,
have to be there to get that stuff unless you're on the list.
yeah. So it's like even if you're seeing like stuff like that, just getting that 40% off, you're like well below retail at that price. Just like
Well,
listing it
who was the
slightly.
kid? The VP, the
Oh,
son of the VP of Nike.
yeah.
That's basically what he was doing, right?
Yeah,
Like
that's what
his
he was
cooker, he's
doing. He
just
was buying mids at 40%.
Yeah. And then like even selling below retail, you're still profiting like a ton in terms of volume, right?
Yeah, that was so funny.
And then he lost it all.
Yeah. Flex so hard you get your mom fired. I hope it was worth it. Um, yeah, and I guess our final kind of thing that we have for today was this was a pretty wild one that I found. An eBay executive uh who was caught, I guess, and no, not caught. He was officially sentenced. This was a couple months ago. I think this was last September. Yeah. And it keeps coming up because there's a couple follow-ups from the case that have been popping up now recently. But it turns out eBay, it looks like two of the top executives worked together to basically harass this elderly couple who would work together to try to get people like help for eBay stuff or get them out of disputes and stuff like that. And like eBay sent them like here it says they started sending things like a box of live spiders, a book about surviving the loss of a spouse.
Oh
um
jeez.
like I mean they were getting real little kind of terrifying. They even said that they got a spy or somebody. I think they said that they spotted like a truck or like a van that was like outside their house, and when they try to trace it down to who was renting it, it was an eBay person.
That's scary.
Um, yeah, and
yeah.
that's so wild. And like those guys have all of our info,
Yeah.
right? I mean, like especially as somebody at that level, they have access to everything about you.
Yep. I don't like that.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty terrifying. That's
It's
why
just
I mean like I've tried to stay off the platforms now. You just
yeah.
none of these guys seem to be able to control it very well.
Yeah. It's just like you put your information like on all these like platforms, but like you never th- you never think that a high level exec would like stoop down to like kind of tactics like these, you
Yeah,
know?
this is
Yeah.
some
This is the
Batman
next level.
level villain stuff.
Well,
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
mean look, these are some of the emails that they sent. So this was the whole scheme started. It looks like in August 2019, after the elderly woman wrote a story about a lawsuit on eBay. Oh yeah, of Amazon poaching sellers. And then after that article was published, the then CEO sent another email to an executive saying they're going to take her down. And they said that she's a biased troll that needs to be burned down. Definitely not
That
a good idea to do that over the company email.
yeah.
a CEO too.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
wild.
and he stepped down in 2019, and no criminal charges, but civil suits, right?
I mean, because
It's
like as a
absolutely
small seller, you don't expect like the CEOs to even know you exist, right?
Right,
And like
yeah,
exactly.
here they are, like being like, "Oh, we're gonna take him down or whatever, or burn
That's
down."
scary.
and these weren't even people like using the platform very well, right? I mean, this
Right.
was somebody just writing a small journalistic article, about eBay and eBay going after Amazon, and they went that hard against her, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's crazy to think. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the dude had just a horrible day or something. I've never
Well,
had a
no, it
horrible
seems like
day go that
multiple
bad,
things.
but yeah, he just had a
It's not a
horrible
horrible
day
day.
every day for 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think both of them are gone now. So obviously, eBay's hopefully cleaned up.
Hopefully.
Um, but I think there's a couple extra things coming out about this case. So definitely some interesting things going on. With I guess with eBay and some of these platforms having issues, do you think at any point we're starting to see the end of the large scale resale platforms?
No way.
Yeah, I
No.
don't think so.
I think people are always going to go to eBay or StockX if they don't know any better, just because
Yeah.
like that's the easiest place to find something that you want.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's been like synonymous to like buying and selling platforms nowadays.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're trying to become the Google almost of
Yeah.
shopping.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Basically.
yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
I
like,
definitely hope that more, at least with more sellers trying to do online stores or in-person stores, I hope it brings more competition to some of these platforms.
Yeah. I mean, competition is always nice to see to kind of I guess push everyone across all fronts like to do better. Because like kind of like when you're at the very top and there's like no one else around you, you just kind of get complacent because you're just
Yeah,
like there's no one else to, knock us off our pedestal.
I definitely feel that's what happened to StockX. Was
Mhm.
StockX got way too high on their own supply, got all the way
Mhm.
to the top, and then they thought they were so good and untouchable, and then they got hacked, right?
Yep.
And it became a huge thing of like the CEO saying like, "No, we didn't get hacked, nothing happened,"
And
and then having to
then
come out and say like, "Okay, I lied. Yeah, we
yeah.
did," right? And then that became horrible. They made him. I think they kicked him out. I think he said he was gonna leave sometime, but I'm sure somebody was like, "Yeah, you should probably go."
Yeah.
Um, right. So they got rid of him. And then I think they got hacked again. Um, maybe even a third time.
Oh
What
jeez.
else? And then the whole Nike lawsuit, right?
yeah,
For
Mhm.
NFTs and for fakes and everything, and
It
they've
just got
definitely been on
worse.
a yeah, definitely got very worse, and none of it was like anything to do with other competition. It was just them getting way too up on their own horse and then not innovating,
Yeah.
uh, and letting things slip. Yeah, definitely. I don't know. Do you think Goat could pass up StockX soon, or at any point? I don't think any other
mm,
platforms are really anywhere close enough to compare.
I mean, if Goat ever decided to lower their fees, maybe.
yeah. I
What
That's
are
feel like
I
what is
feel like
Goat fees?
9.5% plus $5.
Oh, is that?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah,
feel like
but
it's just
that's
not worth it
level
to sell
one.
on there.
That's like basically level one on
Yeah.
StockX.
Okay.
Plus $5. I don't get the
Yes.
$5.
And then you have a
StockX kind
cash
of.
out fee on Goat too when you want to take your money out, don't you?
Yeah,
Oh, really?
you do get the credit card fee or like the normal 2.9%.
Oh, wow.
So it's just like if Goat ever and Alias, if they both decided to, kind of have tiered fees, like how StockX or does
Yeah.
eBay do that as well?
No,
Tiered?
eBay does
No.
not. eBay
Okay.
just doesn't do them. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
sometimes
You
they'll
can
do
like
it. It'll
order
be like price specific.
you can do
It'll
like a
be like
store
one
account, right?
one.
And then you get
Oh,
lower fees, don't you?
Oh, yeah, but that's not really
You
the
have to
same
pay
as
per
like
month
yeah.
or like
okay.
something.
Versus like the StockX one is like a huge joke now because they're like, oh, level 4, you're 6.5%, but
Mhm.
you still get a 3% processing fee or card fee or
Yeah.
whatever.
I
So
mean,
you're
I feel
still
like
9.5%.
yeah, but I feel the 3% is gonna be across any platform generally.
Yeah, I guess. But well, so eBay I think is just 8%. I don't think there's a
Yeah,
What?
I
3%.
think it's
Oh.
eBay
flat.
is so eBay is actually now better than
Probably
StockX
better. Yeah.
and better than Goat, I guess. If Goat is Goat flat 9.5? There's no
Yep.
difference.
No, there's no difference.
After like
I
a
thought you
certain point, yeah.
Flat
I thought
They
you
have
nine.
got
like a
to reduce
scale.
it.
Yeah, well, they don't know.
It's like a
And
reputation system, right?
it doesn't.
But
The
after,
fees never go down. But if your reputation goes down, your fees can increase.
Oh, well, that's kind of dumb.
Yeah. I think it goes if your reputation goes down enough, I think your fees go to like 15%.
yeah,
Something stupid.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. But I mean outside like yeah, I think that's like the main thing that is stopping Go and Alias from doing better is
And
their
fees.
staunch like stance on not moving their fees tiers at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, definitely. I think StockX really threw a wrench in the game with the whole tiered thing because it made an incentive to keep people to keep selling.
Yeah.
But I think now that's kind of biting them in the butt because now
Hmm.
when there's not as many releases, people's levels will start dropping and then we'll go elsewhere.
Yep. Exactly. But I will say,
So,
like, even with the fees, increased fees on Goat, generally those like more sought after
high
shoes,
prices, right?
yeah, you get high prices. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I think one of the off-white shoes or something I was going to sell, I think it was like $200 higher on Goat.
Right.
But when I put a price up, I actually ended up getting a higher bid on StockX faster.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
I guess it really does depend um for
I
each pair.
I feel like Goat sometimes can get the smarter buyers who are
Hmm.
going for like those larger buys and that kind of stuff. But
Hmm.
StockX is really good for the people that snipe like deals,
Yeah.
like that are just going for like a quick price or somebody that accidentally lists or a price maybe is somebody that doesn't know what they've got. Yeah, you can definitely snipe some steals on StockX if you're fast enough, as long as you don't get rate limited. That API is nasty.
Yep. Please hold, press and hold to prove you're
Yeah.
not
Oh,
a
I
bot.
hate that. Oh,
Did
I hate that. That's the worst one.
I just trigger something?
Yeah. Just absolutely ruined my night
it's
now.
not as bad anymore. It used to be like horrible.
Yeah, it used
Yeah.
to be a way worse.
Now I'm a little concerned is like with like Twitter integration kind of going away because Elon's like pulling all that.
Hmm.
If a lot of these kind of platforms that we all saw integrated for that stuff is all gonna get cut now. I'm hoping that a lot of these bots don't start like losing features and stuff like that, or have to build in extra stuff to get around things.
Did
Um,
that bot thing ever happen? Because I feel like none of the bots like I've seen for like Discord or anything for Twitter have been affected.
Affected in terms of
Like they didn't shut down without anyone paying.
some of them have. I don't know if I want to say any of them off name, but there's a couple of them who are. There's a very known Yeezy bot that was kind of like a drip, if you will. Um,
We
and
will.
that bot, I believe, is still collecting renewals on websites that don't exist anymore.
Correct. At least that's what
Uh,
I heard as of last.
yeah, so that information may be outdated, but yeah. So there, I mean, there are definitely some bots that are kind of like, maybe they're coming back and like just absolutely breathing hopium into the server. Um,
Maybe.
I'm sure the non-botter people are they don't care to hear about it or are joyous to hear people are getting their money ran. But yeah, there's definitely there's a lot of bot devs, or should I say providers of things, that will very happily stop providing a service and still charge you until you stop the charging.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, I mean that, I guess if you want to put that in a larger perspective, any subscriptions that you have, make sure to check before that thing changes your bank account. Netflix
Yeah.
doesn't care about you either. Neither
Nope.
does the dev.
You're just giving them money in their pocket every month.
Yeah, exactly. Um, yeah, just an open bank account, I guess, if you're gonna leave it open. Um, Yeah, I am. I'm a little interested to see also if now that Logan Paul and Lindsay Lohan and some of those people are getting caught up in lawsuits,
Hmm.
if some of the sneaker people that swapped and went to NFTs for a while, um, some people definitely advertised some products that were a little blatantly out there. I wonder if any of that's going to come back to get anybody in a little bit.
Yeah, be interesting to see how all that unfolds. Nothing else has like developed out of that story, the lawsuit, right?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Hmm.
Only thing worse would be they also outlaw the Grinch bots and push that forward. FBI will be
Jeez.
breaking down all of our doors, coming for us.
I gotta go, guy. Just kidding.
Yeah, I'm. One day maybe they'll pass it. They keep introducing it every year. Maybe eventually they'll get
But it
their
never
stuff
really
together.
gets support, right?
No,
Yeah.
I don't think so. It's such a vague kind of bill that it would like
Hmm.
make things so weird. That's the problem. Is like
It's a
half
very
these guys
blanket
making bills.
bill,
Yeah,
right?
they don't understand like what all of that would cover, or like
Hmm.
they just overcover stuff. So yeah, if you try to like ban automation on stuff, I mean, there's so many automations that are running on everything,
Yeah,
right? How would you specify this specific kind of thing?
yeah.
Um, Plus, they would have to have the concepts of what's going on to be able to write that into the bill, which would be
They
leaps and
probably don't.
bounds to assume. Yeah, to assume that they could.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, for
They have
sure.
better things to worry about.
Yeah, I'm sure they
Yeah.
do.
Well, hopefully,
Like the next election coming up, always the most important thing.
Hmm.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I guess that's another thing. The ticket thing is still kind of in the air, and if that really hasn't gained much traction, I don't really ever expect the Grinch bots to.
Yeah. Because like
Because
after Taylor Swift, everyone was pretty pissed off. But
Yeah.
now,
do you see
no.
the Drake fans have now joined on the Taylor Swift case?
Did
Because
they?
Drake
Yeah.
tickets. I mean, I don't even think that was like. First of all, I mean, people said bots for Taylor Swift. It wasn't a bot problem. I mean, it was a demand problem, right? There's so
Yeah.
many people that wanted it. But the Drake problem, I think, was uh, the
It
what do
was
you call it?
pricing.
Dynamic
Yeah.
pricing. I
Yep.
mean, it got up to $900 retail for tickets. Are you kidding me? Like, I mean,
I
that's
mean,
that's absurd.
it's for Drake.
Yeah, I mean, like it's definitely Drake who's one of the top artists, but he's
Yeah.
so off peak, I guess, at this point that um yeah, a ticket price shouldn't be double what it was at his peak.
You're right.
I
Exactly.
mean, you don't
That's
want to see
that's
Marvin's
crazy.
Room live?
Yeah, you don't want to sit there and cry with your homies. Yeah, yeah, yeah. When I saw him in 2016, I think it was literally like $220 for each ticket.
Dang.
Uh, and we were like the 15th row or something in the front. So I mean, fantastic seats, fantastic price, and now you're paying $900 for nosebleeds. I hope it's worth it.
God. No, thank you.
Uh, but I think that kind of wraps us up for today. So thank you again if you listened all the way. Make sure to give us a rating and subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Apple Music or Spotify. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.